in the cold times of the winter, or if you're a motorcycle rider and you got to wear gloves, you can't play with your tech devices. So I'm going to show you how to do something about that. Hello my friends, and welcome to Tom's Tinkering and Adventures. Today I'm going to show you how to modify your gloves, and you can modify any set of gloves that you have, whether it be ski gloves or your driving gloves. Who wears driving gloves in their car? Cold weather gloves, whatever, so that you can play with your electronic devices. You know, I'm recording this with my iPhone. I cannot turn it on, shut it off. I can't text any of that stuff with these gloves, because the screen is a conductive screen, which means that it conducts electricity and your finger completes a circuit. So when you're texting or using your navigation or your camera, your finger is completing a circuit. Now, the leather or fabric of your gloves, it's not the best insulator in the world, but it insulates enough so that you cannot complete that circuit. There are some gloves that you can purchase now that have conductive stuff or whatever built into them. But if you have a whole bunch of gloves laying around, or you like me, I have a lot of different motorcycle gloves that I already own. Well, I don't want to throw them all away just so that I can play Angry Birds on my phone. I don't know if anyone plays Angry Birds anymore either. And I'm using these dated references. But to get us started, what you need to do is go on to your favorite online purchaser here, good old Scamazon, and get yourself some conductive thread. You don't have to purchase it there. It just happens to be where I got my conductive thread. They might have it at a hobby shop near you, or wherever you like to buy things. Looks just like the picture, right? Next, you need to get yourself some heavy-duty needles. And these I bought a long time ago for fixing something. But the heavy-duty needles are going to work a lot better if you have leather gloves. If you have like mechanic-style gloves like this, you might get away with a regular small sewing needle. What I have found already, though, is that this thread is a little bit thicker. It's a little bit thicker than regular thread, so getting it, it's hard to see these needles here, I'm sorry, but getting it threaded into these needles is pretty difficult. It wasn't that easy to get it threaded into the big needle. Oh, excuse my injury. So, first thing you want to do is thread your needle. I've already done that. And I should have used a different background here so you can see. There you go. What I like to do is tie a knot at the end of this so that the first time I go through, it won't just pull it out. I'm sure someone who knows what they're doing sewing will tell me there's a better way than that, but that's what I'm doing. And who would have thought that the guy who works on carburetors is doing a sewing project? Yeah, well, I do know how to sew. We have several sewing machines in the house, and I'm not afraid to say I know how to use them. I can hold my own at sewing. It's a life skill, ladies and gentlemen. You should be able to at least patch up a thing or two. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is go over to your electronic device. Maybe you even put your glove on, and whether you have your glove on or not, you want to see what parts of your fingers that you use when you're operating the device. So for me, I use kind of like the edge of my thumbs and then the tips of my fingers. So my idea here is, since I use the tips of my fingers, I am going to grab, I got a Sharpie marker here. A black one obviously isn't going to work that good. This one's purple. I don't know how well that's going to show up on here. But I'm going to mark kind of on the glove where I'm using it. So that way when I sew some thread on there, it'll be in the right place. And the same thing with my thumb. I kind of I don't use the pad of my thumb, I kind of use the edge of it myself. So wherever you happen to use your fingers, kind of mark it there. Now the thing with this thread is it is going to conduct between your fingers on the inside of the glove to the outside of the glove. So you have to bring the thread all the way through to the inside of the glove so that it touches your finger. If you've ever sewn leather, surprisingly enough, it's pretty difficult to sew. What I recommend is you get yourself a needle nose pliers. Get some of this crap out of the way here. Man, working inside is just as bad as working in the garage for me here. So what you're going to want to do is try to get this to go inside so that it'll touch your finger as well. I'm going to probably just go in this way, and we'll see if we can make this work. I'll get one or two started on the camera, and then I'll sew it off camera and come back to y'all. Because, yeah, surprisingly enough, it's not easy sewing into leather, especially standing over the camera and worrying about poking this needle into my finger. There we go. So I don't know if you can kind of see what I did there. It should be going through onto the inside, so then it will make contact with my finger on the inside. There you go. And I'm just going to kind of go through there and make like a patch. Not too big, not too small. The bigger it is, the less precise you'll be on the electronic device. I'll be back in a moment and we'll show you what it looks like. Once I got going, it wasn't too hard. Let me see if I can get this in here close enough so you can see it. I made a little focus, you son of a... So I made a little pad on here of stitches, went through there maybe 4 or 5 times, and now I'm going through it to try to tie it off on the end here. Once again, I'm not a professional. Like I said, I can hold my own and I can patch a thing or two. And my wife has a pretty good sewing stash of stuff, so I've borrowed some items from her. So there we go. I've tied it off. Let's move over here to the wife's iPad and see if we can operate it with the glove. There we go. Okay. All right, I'm going to turn it on here. Don't look at the secret code. Okay, so we're unlocked. Let's try opening a few things here. Extras, all right. Oh, yeah, they got iMovie. Go back. Games. Ooh, Candy Crush. That's no, it's waiting. Must be updating stuff. I never use this thing. Anyway, it does appear to be working. Can play some music here, but it might not be royalty free, and then I'll get busted. Google Docs. All right, Safari. Very good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sew one on this finger, on the other glove, and then on the thumbs, and I'll come back and I'll show you how quickly we can navigate on here. And once you get your gloves done, then you can go on and check out your favorite YouTube stars and see what kind of videos they got going on. So I got the index fingers. You can see they're not pretty, but they work okay. The thumbs, I had a lot of trouble getting something that worked well on them. So on this one, I kind of went on the tip of the thumb, and that seems to work okay. On this one, I went kind of on the pad of it there, but on these gloves, it's got this reinforcement here, so it's kind of hard to get contact. As you can see, it does work, but I'll have to redo that one. But you know, hey, we can check out a video real quick, and you know, maybe this guy needs a comment. Let's see if we can comment on this guy's things here. Oh yeah, comments. Well, I don't even know how to use a dang iPad. There we go. Oh, hey, I'm logged in under my wife. There we go. You are awesome. You're awesome. Comment. Ah, that was sweet of her to leave a comment like that for me. How nice. Let me flip this screen with my gloves on. Hey, they worked. All right. There you go. Now you can convert your gloves to touchscreen sensitive. If you're digging what I'm putting out, give me a nice gloved thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. And if you're not already a subscriber, why not? It doesn't cost you nothing. Thank you very much for watching. Get out there and find your adventure. Adios.